We have to fight these battles. I'm just back from Tasmania where war is brewing on the forests. War is brewing. The new Premier of Tasmania did a symbolic action where he ripped up the forestry agreement over a coffin. And in the climate change world, we've got to make the links between the social struggle and the environmental struggle. Please welcome to the stage Sean Murray and David Spratt.
Thank you. It's fantastic to see so many people here. And our first message to Tony Abbott is this is just the beginning. Last year in Australia was the hottest on record. In January in Melbourne, we busted heat records. Last year, in spring in New South Wales, they had incredible out-of-season bushfires. Queensland is now in the worst drought it has ever experienced. We have news for Tony Abbott. This is called climate change. We need strong action, but the Abbott government is doing the opposite. It's trying to strangle the renewable energy industry and push coal and gas back to the top of the energy pile. Shame, Abbott, shame. You hear Tony Abbott deny a lot of things about climate change. He'll tell you there's no link between record heat waves and climate change. When he does that, he shows no respect for human life because more people will die in those heat waves. When Tony Abbott says there's no link between extreme bushfires and climate change, he is showing no respect for human life because we know and we've seen as those fires get extreme, more property and more people will be lost. When Tony Abbott says there's no link between record temperatures and climate change, he shows no respect for human life because more people will suffer and end up in hospital with heat-related diseases. Shame, Abbott, shame!
Shame, Abbott, shame!
Our message to Tony Abbott is very simple. Stop denying climate change because what you are doing, you are failing to protect the Australian people and failing to protect the Australian way of life. What we want Tony Abbott to do is start protecting the Australian people and stop protecting the fossil fuel industries. The most important renewable energy laws in this country, the laws that have built that sector. It's called the Renewable Energy Target. Get out and talk about it and speak about it and make sure this doesn't happen because it will be the end of the new economy, the new green economy that we need. Secondly, and Sean will talk about this, we have to keep coal and gas in the ground. What happens at Hazelwood, at Morwell, when fossil fuel companies get their way. Our second message is to the owners of the Hazelwood Power Station. Your first duty is to compensate the people of Morwell for the financial, the physical and the emotional destruction. And when you've done that, we want you closed down because you are the dirtiest coal-fired power station in Australia and you are first cab off the rank. Thirdly and lastly, in Victoria we have a state election this year. What we want is some climate leadership. We have a Labor leader whose climate policy is silence. We have from our Premier on climate, we want more than jelly on a plate. It's time to talk to friends, to talk to families, to talk in the workplace, and make sure in this year we mobilise on climate. So unlike in 2013, when we get to November 2014, climate change is a winner when we vote this year. Thank you very much.
Thanks, David.